Hello again, folks. Welcome back, and thank you for subscribing now. The UK has just taken another swan dive into the deep end of the loony pool. Our fearless leader, Keir Starmer, knight in shining wokery, has just appointed Shabana Mahmood as Home Secretary. That's right, folks, the woman now in charge of law enforcement, national security, counter-terrorism and immigration is none other than the MP who's been spotted at a rally shouting about globalising the Intifada. Isn't that just a warm hug of reassurance we all need? So let me unpack this now. The Home Secretary's job is to keep the country safe, secure the borders, and make sure the police and the MI5 aren't twiddling their thumbs while the nation's overrun by chaos. So naturally, Starmer picked someone who's been linked to rhetoric that sounds like it was ripped from a protest placard in a war zone. Globalise the Intifada, she said. Really? Now, for those who don't speak fluent revolutionary chic, Intifada means uprising, often tied to violent resistance, and now she's running the show on counter-terrorism. I don't know whether to laugh or cry, folks, or book a one-way ticket to Mars. But wait, it gets better. Our new Home Secretary has some choice words about the English flag. Apparently, down her neck of the woods, the people waving it are mostly the English Defence League. White, male, and, in her words, bad people. Now, the EDL has been defunct for over a decade. They don't exist. But painting everyone who dares to wave their own country's flag as some knuckle-dragging bigot, that's the kind of nuanced leadership we can expect from the woman overseeing law enforcement. Nothing screams uniting the nation quite like dismissing half the population as dodgy, is it really, for disliking their own flag. Now, let's be fair. Shabana Mahmood's got a CV longer than a rainy British summer. She was born in Birmingham to Pakistani parents. She's a barrister, Oxford educated, and has been an MP for Birmingham Ladywood since 2010. She's climbed the Labour ladder from shadow Treasury roles to Justice Secretary, where she tackled prison overcrowding and court backlogs. Sounds impressive, doesn't it? Until you realise her new gig involves handling record channel crossings. 30,000 migrants this year alone, up 37% from last year. Oh, and she's already promising imminent migrant returns under a deal with France. I'll believe that when I see it, and I've got a feeling I'll be waiting longer than a British rail passenger in a snowstorm. And here's the thing, Mahmood's the first Muslim woman of Pakistani descent to lead the Home Office. So cue the applause from the Diversity Brigade, who will tell you this is a historic triumph, and maybe it could be, if only her track record didn't raise more red flags than a Soviet parade. She's backed Starmer's line about Britain risking becoming an island of strangers if immigration isn't curbed, but she tiptoed around his exact words like a politician dodging a tax audit. She says she believes in a nation of neighbours, not strangers. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Until you remember she's now in charge of borders that are leakier than a colander, with asylum hotels sparking protests and small boats turning the channel into a ferry service. And then there's her visit to the Met Police, where she backed officers for arresting supporters of a prescribed terrorist group, Palestine Action. Good move, I reckon, but let's talk about that globalise the Intifada chant. If you're going to play tough on terror, maybe don't cozy up to slogans that sound like they belong in a jihadi recruitment video. Just a thought. Look, the UK has a migration crisis, a policing system on its knees, and a public that's fed up with being told their flag's a hate symbol. And now we've got a Home Secretary whose rhetoric sounds like it was workshopped at a student union protest. Starmer's handed her one of the toughest jobs in government, and I'm not holding my breath for miracles. The last thing we need is another politician who thinks safety first means pandering to the loudest mob. So RIP UK? Maybe not yet, but it's starting to feel like we're on life support, doesn't it? So there we go. I'm Paz49. Thank you so much for watching, as ever. And until the next time, stay sane and keep your eyes peeled, because in Starmer's Britain, you never know what's coming next. I'll see you at the next video. Roger Trout.